It's the second day of my solo trip in Taipei. Today, I'm going to climb what was once the world's tallest building, visit a temple with a deep history, and have some of the most delicious dishes you can find in Taipei. Down from Taipei 101. It's right beside me. It looks pretty good. I'm gonna try to taste it. Hi, I'm Toon Mojoham, and welcome to Mojoham Vlogging. Okay, this looks like one of those famous Taiwanese breakfast places. I'm gonna start up here. Ni hao. Alright, so here we are. I decided to stop by here because it looks very nice and calm, and it looks very breakfasty. Alright, that breakfast was awesome. I'm not nearly full yet, so I'm gonna go find some bubble tea, and then after that we'll head to the braised pork place. I'm now done with the braised pork rice. That experience was intense, man. Like, everyone was shouting around me, even the lady sitting eating opposite with me was shouting at me. I wasn't sure if I was doing something wrong. I don't think she was pissed though, she was just trying to tell me how to order. Maybe she didn't know I've already ordered. Anyways, the food itself was really good. The braised pork was really tender, the rice was really good. As usual, I struggle with eating wet rice with only chopsticks. But yeah, I got through it. I finished the whole ball fairly quickly, I think. At least for my standard. We're now gonna head back to the station where my accommodation is, and from there we're gonna go to Taipei 101. I got another tea. I think this is called the Thai butterfly pearl tea. I don't see any pearls inside this tea, but it does look like a butterfly in that it has like purple, and it looks like a butterfly wing when it first came. Now it's all mixed up because it had many layers of flavor. They told me to shake it, so I shook it, and it tastes pretty good. Tastes like angun. Alright, I'm gonna head off to Taipei 101 now. To get to Taipei 101, you can take the blue line of the underground metro to Taipei City Hall Station. From there, take exit 2 and hop on a shuttle bus or a taxi. Okay, we are now standing in front of Taipei 101, and just look at the height of this thing, man. Right now, we're standing on one of the top floors, the 89th floor of Taipei 101, and the view is stunning. We are on top of Taipei 101. We're outside at the outdoor observatory, and the view is great, although the camera is not catching everything because of the fog. You can obviously hear the wind though. It's really blowing on my shirt and it's hitting my mic. Alright, I am now down from Taipei 101. It's right beside me. And I'm now heading to find a very popular Taiwanese beef noodle store. I think it's called Ling Dong Fan Beef Noodle Store. I'm sure I butchered that name because I read it off the English name. Okay, so I was on a taxi that was actually going to go to Din Tai Fung beef noodle. But after a long conversation about his life and my life and whatnot, we talked about his favorite beef noodle, and he said actually he didn't really like the noodle store that I was going to. So he suggested another one that he's been going to for the past 30 years since he was a little boy. And it turned out that place was called Lao Wang Ji Rou Mian. And in front of the restaurant, you can't take photos. You cannot take photos of the entrance. You cannot take photos of how they made it. You can only take photos of the noodles. When we arrived at the noodle store, I was getting ready to pay the taxi driver and get out of the car. But the driver actually parked the car and came to have the beef noodles with me. He found me seats, ordered for me, and took photos for me. He was incredibly kind, and believe me, once you come to Taipei, you see kind people like this helping you out wherever you are. Now we are heading to Longshan Temple. The area around Longshan Temple is really one of my favorite spots in Taipei. The moment you step out of Longshan Temple metro station, you can immediately tell that this area is a bit more historical than other tourist spots. From the marble road to the ancient theme of the metro entrance to the temple wall, this area intrigued me to research more into Longshan Temple's history the moment I got off the train. Okay, so right now we're standing in front of the Longshan Temple. Just a bit of history. This temple was built in the 1700s, so it's really, really old compared to the buildings around this area. And it's built by Fujian settlers coming in from China. And over time it became a popular gathering place for settlers from China a few hundred years ago. Now it's a temple, and there's a lot of smoke in there, a lot of tourists, a lot of people praying. Let's go check out inside. Now, I'm not a religious person by any means. Having said that, I do have to admit that there was something unique about the atmosphere inside the temple that compelled me to carefully observe each and everyone's actions every second I was in there. Perhaps it was the middle-aged man praying in the opposite direction than most other people, bowing constantly, or the lady who's carefully reading off prayers from a script, or the dense smell of incense candles, or even the bald man who's singing his heart out as the prayer draws to an end. My few minutes in Longshan Temple, for some mysterious reason, will always have a special spot in my memories of my solo trip to Taiwan. Okay, I'm here in front of the market. I can already smell all the food. I can't wait to start eating. My stomach's grumbling. I wonder what I'll eat first. And here we are looking at stinky tofu. You can tell that the sauce on the one side is soy sauce, on the other side it's like spicy sauce. I do have to say that I prefer the spicy one. Very good, very, very good. It smells, but I don't think it smells too bad. I like it. Okay, so right now we're in the middle of Ningxie Market, and what I have in front of me here is a squid soup. And I've never tried this before. I think it looks pretty hot, so I'm gonna try it. It tastes very fresh. And to go with the squid soup, I bought no idea what this is. It looks very colorful. I think she told me to shake it first, so I'm gonna go ahead and shake it. And try it. Wow, this is really good as well. It was purple and kind of sour and had yellow, so I think it's berry with some sort of berry with lime juice, and apparently it goes really well with this squid soup. So cheers. This is the bulb or lamp, as it's called, bubble milk tea. It looks pretty good. I'm gonna try to taste it. I got a lot of pearls. So she started off by stuffing the pearls, and then she moved on to pour some sort of brown liquid in it. I think that's caramel. And then after that, she added the milk and she shook it. It looks very normal. It's just like how you normally make classic bubble tea. The twist, though, is that it's in a bowl. And here we also have a bread that was made in a very interesting way. I think inside the bread is vegetable and pork of some sort. I'm gonna eat it like a burger. So the first thing she did was she cut up the bread. She cut up the very upper layer of the bread, and then she added some vegetables, and then she went on to scoop from this soup and added pork and carrots and I think that's potato. So let's see how it tastes. The toast is buttered, so it tastes really, really good. It's making me salivate. It's like having a burger in some ways, because there are layers in it. It's very crunchy. The chicken tastes very good. It's not too sticky, it's not too chewy. This is really, really good. If you come to Ningxie Night Market, please try this. Really good. Although being relatively smaller than Xilin Night Market that I visited yesterday, Ningxie Night Market has some of the most amazing street food I've ever tasted in my life. Every single stall looks absolutely delicious. Unfortunately, the space in my stomach was not unlimited and I couldn't try every single thing here. I absolutely must visit Ningxie Night Market at least a few more times to even try half the things that I wanted to eat tonight. Today I went up a high-tech elevator to one of the tallest buildings in the world and visited one of the oldest temples. I've also tasted Ningxie Night Market's amazing street food. Everyone here has been so kind to me today. Whenever I ask a random pedestrian for directions, they will always try their best to guide me. Whenever I need help throwing rubbish away or I'm looking for a place to sit due to the exhaustion from walking, someone is always more than willing to help me. Taipei has been so kind to me. I can't wait to continue exploring Taipei tomorrow. Thank you for watching.